Hi all and welcome to the channel. In today's video I'll be taking a look and offering some advice on eating at a Larp event. If you enjoy this video, please consider becoming a subscriber and giving this video a thumbs up. Also, please stick around to the end as I'll be revealing the best option for eating at a Larp event, in my opinion. Eating at a Larp event can be one of the most stressful parts of the event due to two factors: cost and time. I'm going to break down the different options available to you and give you some pros and cons. Traders, depending on the size and type of Larp you're attending, will often have a major factor on how many and what type of food and drink vendors that will be present. These types of food and drink traders often supply hot and cold food that you would commonly find at a music festival. Think burgers, noodles, fancy teas and coffees, and if you're lucky, some healthy options. It's worth looking up what traders and if any will be present before attending the event and what food they may have on offer. The average price for this type of food is around £10 per meal for something like chips, burgers and a soft drink. My advice would be, if you're planning on solo using traders, is to think about what you will be eating and how it compares to your normal diet. The last thing you want is an upset stomach, or a Larp gut as I prefer to call it, due to overeating greasy and fatty foods. It's also worth pointing out that some traders may offer what is called a meal ticket that can get you a discount but coming with an upfront cost. For example, 5 meals for £40 that would normally cost you £50. These meals are normally off a set menu and must be used within the event. There is of course always the risk that you may lose your ticket or that you may not use all of the meals on it. So let's have a look at the pros for traders. There's convenience, quick, no waste at the end of the event, no storage issues, eat when you want to eat and as much as you want. And the cons? They can be expensive, they are often very unhealthy, there's always that risk of potential Larp gut, limited to the selection available, they may only have limited dietary needs and options, they may not always be available, and the available options may not be to your taste. Catered events. Some events, depending on the size, may offer a fully or part catered option as part of or extra to your ticket price. The menu is often not shared before the event, but dietary needs and allergies are often requested and catered for. Catered meals are often delivered at a certain or pre-planned time during the event and can vary from a 3-course meal to burger and chips. As a rule of thumb, the more you are paying for the food, the better it will be. The portion size can be vastly different from one event to the next. If you're someone who runs hungry and likes a piled plate, it may be worth thinking of bringing additional food to eat alongside your catered options. Pros for catered. It's convenient, it can be quick, there's no waste at the end of the event, you'll have no storage issues, it's normally healthy or in keeping with your normal diet, and the cost is often very good value for money. Cons. You'll be eating on a timetable, portion sizes may not suit your needs, you're normally limited to one option, often not told in advance what the food will be, and it may not always be available. Player-made food and drink. One of the hidden gems at an event is finding a good character trader who has made something to sell for in-game money. Granted, the quality can be hit and miss, but at the end of the day, it's only costing you some fake money. And depending on your system and your character, this money could be easy to come by. I have known in well-established Larp systems for people to substitute their food and drink for the entire event with player-made food and drink. It is worth noting that the food and drink on offer It's often not made under, let's say, health and safety standards, and so you're eating and drinking these items at your own risk. I personally have never been unwell after participating in player-made food or drink, but I have heard of it. 8 legs bad, 2 legs good is something that has been chanted at someone due to them having a horrible reaction to some player-made food. Also, when purchasing player-made alcohol, it's often worth asking its strength, as most crafters love a good strong product, and keeping track of your consumption can become problematic. Don't waste your Larp event hungover in your tent or bent over a toilet because something just tasted too good. Pros: it's free, it's quick, there's no waste at the end of the event, there's no storage issue, there's potentially a massive variety of options, and it's in character. Cons: it's not always a safe option, it's not always available, and it uses in-game resources that may affect your character's progression. Bought from the shop. One of the most commonly used options by Larp players is to grab some crisps, biscuits, pot noodles, etc. from your local supermarket on your way to the event. You may put some thought into these meal planning, but it's often anything that is packaged and easy to transport and eat. It's worth noting though that the storage of this food can become problematic and often requires containers that can keep your food hot or cold. Boiling some water for your pot noodle is not as easy as you may think when you're in the middle of the field and it's raining. Or storing those 5 meal deals you bought in a blistering hot tent. When buying each item, it's worth considering how it would be stored, what would be available to you, and when you're planning to eat it. I personally used to combine this option with on-site traders as my source of food at Larp events. But that was before I found my ultimate option. More on that at the end of the video. It's also worth noting that this option has the highest potential of being annoying to other players who are immersed in their game. It's hard to roleplay survival Larp when you're sat next to someone munching on a massive bag of crisps or slurping on a Coke. If you are planning on eating this type of food in in-game areas, it might be worth investing in some in-character vegetables for the food and drink. This can help prevent disturbing other players' enjoyment. Pros: eat what you want, eat it when you want. It's quick, it's convenient, and it can fit your budget. Cons: storage, waste at the end of the event, you've forgotten something, and it can be immersion breaking. Cook it at home. The idea of cooking an event's worth of meals and storing them in a cooler box to be reheated over a camping stone is a magical idea, and one that I have tried on more than one occasion. You can plan out your meals and make everything that you want to eat, and have it cold or reheated, all kept neatly in a cooler box at your tent or hidden away in the corner of an in-character area. You can budget your food to suit your needs and even keep it in line with your normal diet. It sounds like the best options for sure, so why doesn't everyone do this? The fundamental issue with this option, well, at least in my case, is convenience and effort. In most cases, you can't just chuck a lasagna in your pocket to eat when you get a chance, or walk back to your own character tent 3 times a day to set up your camping stove and heat up your food. Then of course you must wash everything up and put it all away. Or, if you're feeling lazy, throw away your disposable cutlery and plate. This option always seems to end up being a massive inconvenience at an event, and I often end up wasting a load of food because due to time constraints or effort, I just end up using on-site traders. I think with some discipline and maybe if I was able to have a good setup, I would use this option more. but the amount of effort needed to buy, cook, store and reheat the food makes this option very time intensive. Pros: make the food you want, eat it when you want, low or manageable costs, healthy, and it can be in character. Cons: effort, so much effort, time, inconvenience, wastage, washing up, storage, and your cooking facilities. Cook it at the event. This is the bravest option you can do, and one that I personally would never recommend. It shares all of the same pros and cons as cook it at home, but with the added bonus of trying to cook it in the middle of a field in the pissing rain. This option, however, is great if you share the responsibilities around a group and have a central area dedicated for cooking either in or out of character. It can be a fantastic shared experience, all cooking and eating together, and once or twice I've really enjoyed being part of this at an event. But to be honest, the term herding cats is often associated with this form of event food. There is always someone who's an hour late or doesn't get involved in the cooking outside of eating it. It's a minefield of issues that often results in two people shouldering all the work and everybody else just saying thank you at the end of the meal. I would say though that nothing beats stumbling across a group of players cooking a family meal and offering you a random stranger to join them. I've had some amazing in and out of character conversations sharing a meal and being truly humbled by the Larp community's friendliness. Pros: make the food you want, eat it when you want, low or manageable costs, the food is often healthy, it can be in character, and the option to add random offerings of kindness. Cons: effort. There is so much effort involved in this. Time. It can be inconvenience. Wastage, the washing up, the storage of everything, the requirement of cooking facilities, and all of the preparation involved. Okay, that covers the most common ways to eat at a Larp event. But I did promise to share my ultimate option. The option that I only found out and have been using for the last 4 years of my LARPing, experience. I'm going to do this one in reverse. So let's start with the pros. It's convenient. It's quick. There's no washing up. Hot and cold with no need for extra storage or cooking facilities. Loads of options and variety. Eat it when you want to eat it. Can be very in character depending on your event. It's reasonably priced. Loads of calories and energy. No wastage. Fun. Very little preparation outside of online ordering. And the cons: can sometimes be hard to get hold of in bulk, very high calorie count, and everyone will want to try it. Okay, so my ultimate option is 24-hour army ration packs. So hear me out on this. In each pack, you will get a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, dessert, cutlery, hot and cold soft drinks like powders, sweets, snacks, all the sauces and accoutrements that you may need. Basically, in a nutshell, everything you're going to need to eat. The packaging everything is stored in holds up in all weathers and serves as the vessel to eat it from. They are often very reasonably priced at around $16.99 per 24-hour pack. That's not a bad deal for a full day's worth of food that's average about 4,000 calories. The food also tastes really nice. Well, in most cases, I've had one meal which was a bit meh, but I think that was down to the way I heated it. Speaking of heating, you can purchase a little heating bag that with a dash of water will heat up your ration pack. It's also a very enjoyable experience using them, as they're outside what you would normally eat or use, and so makes the food at the event more fun and a little bit of a conversation starter. Be prepared for lots of people wanting to smell or try your dinner. I highly recommend getting your hands on a couple of kits and just trying them out at your next Larp event. And if you don't end up using them, well, that's perfectly fine because they last for years. So you can just leave them in your Larp kit and try them at the next event. The only thing you need to bring on top of these kits is a mug and some water. So that covers the most common ways to eat at a Larp event, plus my bonus recommendation. Hopefully you have found this video useful and enjoyable. Please subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. Love you all. Goodbye.